On this episode of the Best of Bias podcast, you got me talking NFL Week 6. You already know what it is. Let me fix my brim one time. Also, we talking Best of Bias Fantasy League Week 6. You already know. Just like last week, if you're new, welcome. This is what we doing. NFL fantasy football. And we got some pop culture sprinkled in at the end. So yeah, hope you guys are ready for another episode of the Best of Bias podcast. This is episode 137. Happy Friday. I'm happy you guys are here. I know you guys are peeping the aesthetics right now, all my visual listeners, but hey, it's a new episode, new Friday. Let's get right into it. Let's not waste no time at all. It's the Best of Bias podcast, episode 137. Yeah.
It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to Unitas. It's the best of bias. The best of bias. Yeah, it's the best of bias.
You are now listening to the Best of Bias podcast with Lydell Dinero and Hugo Twilight.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 137 of the Best of Bias podcast. Hope everybody's doing okay. Hope everybody's doing extra okay. And you know what? Hope everybody's doing extravagant today because it's time for another episode of the Best of Bias podcast. Maybe we can make this brighten your day, you know what I'm saying? Because I love coming up here on Fridays, letting y'all know what it is, seeing y'all faces. I know y'all, I can't necessarily see y'all, but I'm looking at y'all, you know what I'm saying? What's up? Happy Friday. Thank you for being here. Favorite part of the week. I know. Today we're going to get into a podcast talking about NFL. You got NFL going. We got some fantasy football going. Best of Bias Invitational League, man. I'm going up and up. I'm telling you, your favorite team may have played this weekend. They probably did play this week, last weekend because the bye weeks all start this week. So if your team played last week, I'm probably going to talk about your team briefly and how they did last week. We can go over all those week 6 scores. And I don't have my predictions, but I'm going to take a guess who I picked. And I know I probably got a lot of these wrong because there's a lot of upsets this week. I'm looking down at my paper right here. A lot of games to go over, but this season has been crazy. A lot of quarterbacks that are known for doing really well. A lot of teams known for doing really well are in the gutter right now. Not really in the gutter, just not performing the way that they usually perform. And it's kind of atrocious at times. Ooh, I got a hammer in the background. Let me get this out the background. That's not cute. You know what I'm saying? That's not P. You know what I'm saying? Let me get that shit up out of here. My bad, y'all, if y'all heard that. But check me out though. We back. We're gonna talk about some NFL and we'll get right into it. And then after we got some pop culture stuff, the NBA is back. Kanye West is talking shit. I knew I wasn't. I told you I wasn't gonna talk much about Kanye West, especially because he's been wilding and kind of disrespecting a lot of cultures and disrespecting a lot of people, almost everybody around the world. So I thought I wasn't gonna talk about him, but this I have to talk about because he did some wild shit. DJ Academics versus everybody. Creed 3 trailer coming out. BTS having to go to war or serving the military. And then I'm just gonna tell you guys a little bit about what I'm watching right now, and some show stuff, and RIP Hagrid, Robbie Coltrane. I heard he was the second Hagrid. I didn't know the first one passed away too, and he was the second Hagrid. I could be wrong. That's just something I heard. You know what I'm saying? Don't take it as gospel, but RIP him either way. Robbie Coltrane. I'll be remiss if I didn't say that going off the bat. But let's get into this NFL Week 6, man. A lot of these games are kind of whack. Hey Curry. Hey. My bad, y'all. No, bring your butt over here. Get out of there. Anyway, sorry about that, y'all. But Thursday night football game, we had the Commanders versus the Bears. Curry always try to be doing wild shit while I'm doing these podcasts. I understand. I think she knows that I'm trying to wild out and show y'all the best Friday I can possibly show y'all. And she just is like, all right, how can I mess this up? Every week, you guys probably notice that she finds a way. But anyways, let me just get into this. Commanders versus the Bears Thursday night. Another weird kind of slow, lazy, unwatchable football on Amazon once again. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if the schedule makers knew that they were giving Amazon these bad games or not. They had to have known because these teams probably, I know they didn't come into the season with high prospects. So, man, these games have been atrocious. But seeing the Commanders play the Bears was really bad. And Amazon paid like a couple bills just to get some of these games too. So it's kind of messed up that the NFL was like, here, take these games. I know we play on Thursday night against the Ravens, I think next week. So, okay. May get a little better this week that the Saints play I think the Saints played the Cardinals with the return of D-Hop. I'll talk about that a little bit later, but I'm always getting off track. Let me get back into this. Commanders versus the Bears. Carson Wentz went 12 for 22, 99 yards, and he injured his hand. I think he fractured his thumb or some shit like that. Brian Robinson, 17 for 60, 1 touchdown. It was just a really bad game. A bunch of non-throwing, it was more of a defensive game, and Washington they both have bad defenses. It was just kind of unwatchable. There's not really much to even talk about. Justin Fields, I mean, his progression is really being stunted. I don't know. This is his second year in the league, and it's supposed to be kind of progressing. I feel like the team is in so much of a rebuild. Like, they need a couple of years, like 3-4 years before they even rebuild enough for the team to even be able to show Justin Fields' progress. Right now, he's just getting sacked, and he's a really good quarterback, but they got him out there looking like Blake Bortles and shit, and that's not good. Pettis was their top receiver, 4 for 84, had a diving touchdown pass, one of Justin Fields' best throws of the game. Justin Fields went 14 for 27, 190 190, a touchdown and an interception. 12 carries for 88 yards, which led the team. So you know how this game went. Pettis 4 for 84, diving touchdown. Khalil Herbert went 7 for 75. He had a couple of long runs, but wasn't able to get into the end zone. It was just a crazy game. Another Thursday night game that was pretty much unwatchable unless you had some people in fantasy, but the Commanders were able to win 12-7. The 49ers surprisingly lost to the Falcons 28-14. I don't know what happened in this game. I don't know what's going on with the Falcons, but we're tied with them on the top of the NFC South right now, but we got the tiebreaker on them. That's the only reason why we're kind of, leading right now in our division, but they're surprising everybody. They have this kind of run first approach, even though they have Drake London and Kyle Pitts. They don't really use them that often. They just run first. And if they have to pass the ball and there's nothing open, Marcus Mariota just takes off running and gets those rushing yards. He regularly leads the team in rushing, which is kind of crazy. Jimmy G went 29 for 41, 296 yards, 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Jimmy G I don't know. And he does good things sometimes. He does bad things sometimes. Like, he plays well against the good teams, but plays bad against the bad teams, which is crazy. Ayuk went 8 for 83, 2 touchdowns. George Kittle, 8 for 83. He's healthy now, getting past the groin injury. Everybody thought he kind of was washed this year, but he's coming back and doing some things, and he's being really involved in the offense. 8 for 83. Marcus Mariota went 13 for 14. Is that right? 129 yards, 2 touchdowns, 6 rushing yards, 6 rushes for 50 yards and a touchdown. So, yeah, he did his thing too. I mean, he held him afloat and was able to connect with Kyle Pitts. We haven't seen him score in a while, but he had 3 catches, 19 yards. Didn't really have many yards, but he had that touchdown. A lot of defense being played by the Falcons, and they just running the ball and clock management, and they're able to pull off these wins. They're 3-3 right now. There's nothing crazy, but I would have never thought in a million years that they'll beat the 49ers. I know I didn't predict that one. Patriots beat the Browns 35-15, which is another crazy game because Bailey Zappi, the third string quarterback, is in there holding it down for the Patriots. And there's a little quarterback controversy going on over there. While Mac Jones is healing from the high ankle sprain, Bailey Zappi has been out there doing his thing. 24 for 34, 309 yards and 2 touchdowns. Ramondre Stevenson doing his thing while Damian Harris is out as well, 19 for 76 and 2 touchdowns. I mean, he's going to eventually just kind of show himself as the lead back if he keeps doing what he's doing while Harris is hurt, but he's doing his thing. Keep doing your thing, boy. If you have him in fantasy, you kind of know what he's doing. They have 4 receivers with at least 60 yards. All the receivers over there, Devontae Parker, Ty Thornton, all those guys, they all were pitching in a little bit, helping Bailey Zappi get past the Browns, who I thought were actually had a strong defense, but as of now, they haven't been really looking that well. So, I mean, shoot, the Patriots and Bailey Zappi were able to pick them apart. So, yeah. And Jacoby Brissett's kind of doing worse than I thought he was actually going to be able to do to hold down the team until Deshaun Watson came back. He went 21 for 45, 266 yards, 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. So, yeah, Amari Cooper had another touchdown, still able to produce over there, 4 for 44. Chubb didn't really have that much of a game. They're able to hold him in check, which actually probably held the Browns down to 15 points since they weren't able to do what they've been doing all year, which was just running the ball to death with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt and just doing everything. But Chubb went 12 for 56, no touchdowns. But yeah, there's a lot of body language out there. Everybody's kind of frustrated with Jacoby Brissett. He's not really doing much to do that extra thing to get the team over the hump. I mean, sometimes they're competitive, but a lot of the times he's not able to do what he needs to do because he's not really that guy. He's kind of a backup. The Jets surprisingly beat, the Patriots again won 38-15. Jets beat the Packers 27-10. That's actually really surprising because it's 2 weeks in a row. The Packers have lost to a lesser than team. I mean, the Giants are 5-1 right now, but they lost to the Giants. They shouldn't have lost to the Giants. And then they lost to the Jets this week. It's kind of crazy. I mean, it's just looking like without Devontae, the Packers just don't know what to do. That's all they're really missing, man. Devontae's not there. I guess Scantling is not there. St. Brown's probably not there either, which is kind of disturbing for, Aaron Rodgers, but they should be getting shit together. I guess he's not getting on the same accord as these receivers as fast as he should be. Aaron Rodgers is what I'm talking about. But Zach Wilson went 10 for 18, 110 yards, no touchdowns. But Breece Hall, man, the rookie, man, I've been telling y'all, I've been waiting for this guy to break out of Iowa State. First running back taken in the second round. He went 20 for 116 yards, 20 rushes for 116 yards and a touchdown. He's on my fantasy team. I started him in my flex this week. It paid off big time. Braxton Barrios had a 20-yard touchdown run as well. Aaron Rodgers went 26 for 41, 246 yards and one touchdown. The running backs didn't really do anything at all, either one of them, Aaron Jones or A.J. Dillon. They're held in check, which kind of stunted the offense because, again, he's not really familiar with these receivers. So without those receivers being able to do anything, the running game was shut down. So I guess Aaron Rodgers wasn't able to score any points. Tanyan went 10 catches for 90 yards. Alan Lazard had 4 catches for 76 yards and a touchdown. Jaguars lost to the Colts 34-27. Trevor Lawrence went 20 for 22, 165 yards and one touchdown. ETN 10 for 86, Hasty 3 for 57 and a touchdown. They're just kind of disappointing, man. A couple weeks ago, we were talking about them as a surprise team to come out here and do some things, but I guess they're actually falling back down to earth right now, but I don't know what's going on. I thought Doug Peterson was going to have them going and get some wins under his belt and win that division, but it looks like the Titans are taking it over. Matt Ryan went 42 for 58. He threw the ball 58 times, 389 yards, 3 touchdowns. Deion Jackson in place of Jonathan Taylor with the ankle sprain, 12 for 42. Michael Pittman had a day, 13 catches for 134 yards. Paris Campbell had a touchdown, 7 catches, 57 yards and a touchdown. And Alec Pierce had 3 catches for 49 yards and a touchdown, becoming one of Matt Ryan's favorite targets. So, the Colts were able to win 34-27. The Vikings beat the Dolphins 24-16. Kirk Cousins went 20 for 30, 175 yards, 2 touchdowns. Devin Cook, what's my boy Dalvin? Fuck, I can't forget his name. Dalvin Cooks went 13 for 77 yards and a touchdown. Jefferson 6 for 107. And Thielen 4 for 36 and a touchdown. The Vikings 5-1 right now are actually finding their groove. At the beginning of the season, I think they got blown out by the Packers or somebody like that. We didn't think they were going to have it together. Kirk Cousins was looking shaky. But yeah, man, they're getting it together and getting enough points to beat these teams that they should beat. And they're looking good in their division, leading their division right now, especially with the Packers losing all those games. Teddy Bridgewater came in, I think Skyler, I forgot his last name, was starting. The rookie was starting out there. I guess they took him out early because Teddy Bridgewater did pass concussion protocol. For some reason, they started him as the backup, but then eventually put him in the game. He went 23 for 34, 329 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Skylar Thompson was pulled, but he went 7 for 13 with 89 yards. Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill, I don't know how they keep doing this, but both have crazy catches, number of catches and crazy amount of yards. Jalen Waddle went 6 for 129 yards, and Tyreek Hill went 12 for 177 yards. Crazy. And I didn't start Waddle this week because he did so bad last week with the quarterback. God, I'm starting him this week, no matter what. Fuck it, ride or die with that man right now. But Vikings won 24-16 over the Dolphins. Bengals beat the Saints 30-26. Joe Burrow had a pretty good game this game, 28 of 37, 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. Cincinnati's defense has been really good this season, holding it down for the Bengals. Even when Joe Burrow on the offense don't really score in the beginning of the game. Jamar Chase kind of was quiet at the beginning of the game, was able to do work towards the end of the game. But even when they're quiet and aren't able to score as much as they should at the beginning of the game, the defense holds them in the game, and they're able to come back. 28-37 for Joe Burrow, 300 yards, like I said, and 3 touchdowns. Jamar Chase went 7 for 132, 2 touchdowns. Joe Mixon, 8 for 45. no touchdowns, but he had 4 catches and 23 yards for a touchdown. Let's see. Andy Dalton, 17 for 32, 162 yards and a touchdown. He could be the permanent starter. They're saying over there because one, Jameis Winston has a back injury, but also he turns the ball over a lot. We all know what goes on with him. We saw it for 5 years on the Buccaneers, and I think they're realizing it over there at the Saints. But Andy Dalton is doing well right now, and he's not like Taysom Hill, where everybody knows he's gonna run the ball all the time and can't throw it. So that's their best chance to win this year, even though they are doing some losing. But he went Tyquan Smith, leading receiver, 3 for 43 and a touchdown. Alvin Kamara, 19 carries for 99 yards. But yeah, the Bengals were able to win 30-26. Next game, we got the Ravens. They lost to the Giants, 24-20. Giants are on this Cinderella run right now. It's going crazy. NFC East. Eagles 6-0. Cowboys, I think, are 4-2. Giants are 5-1. Commanders are really bad, but damn, that division is going hard. Lamar Jackson, 17 for 32, 210 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 7 carries for 77 yards. Kenyon Drake out of nowhere, 10 for 119 yards and a touchdown. Mark Andrews does his thing again, 7 for 106 and a touchdown. But it wasn't enough. Daniel Jones, 19 for 27, 173 yards, 2 touchdowns. The Giants defense is pretty real. Last time I checked, they're the 9th defense in the league, holding it down. Even when Daniel Jones makes some mistakes, he's able to, the defense is able to keep him alive and keep him in the game. And if Daniel Jones makes no mistakes, you know what I'm saying? They can just do some things and make some things happen and beat some teams that they probably shouldn't beat because they're doing their thing. Coach Dayball got them doing some things over there that they weren't doing last year. But Saquon, 22 for 83, a touchdown. Wan'Dale Robinson, 3 for 37 yards, who's the young boy over there, who everybody thinks is going to be the next standout rookie receiver on their team. So watch out for him. He went 3 for 37 and a touchdown, and their rookie tight end, Bellinger, went 5 for 38 and a touchdown. But the Giants able to win 24-20. My Buccaneers lost to the goddamn Steelers, 18-20, man. Tom Brady had a mediocre game, of course. Our offense is just broken right now. Our interior offensive line is, left guard is a rookie, and our center is our first time playing center ever. So it's going to be some growing pains. It's still early in the season, but they got blown up against the Steelers. You know what I mean? They had 4 corners out in that game. I'm not even going to look at the paper for this one because I saw the game hand, first thing. Eyewitness to that bullshit. Our offensive line couldn't hold up against Hayward and them in the middle. They're getting blown back, not giving Tom Brady enough time to make the throws he needed to make. I don't know if the receivers were getting much separation, but Tom Brady wasn't able to be very accurate because he was kind of running from the pass rush. You know what I mean? He wasn't able to set his feet, able to do his things, finding some reliable targets. Actually, Chris Godwin, he missed a lot of times. He's playing and he's a reliable target of Tom Brady's, but for some reason he wasn't able to connect. Our offense in the red zone is broken. I don't know why we can't score in the red zone. It should be pretty easy, especially with their top 3 corners out and their top safety out and TJ Watt. So we should have been able to score easily when we were in the red zone. We weren't able to do so. Our defense gave up some crazy shit. Kenny Pickett, the rookie out of Pittsburgh, actually started that game. Shouldn't have done as well as he did. It's just our defense for some reason gives up 3rd and longs all the time. Like, I don't know. They give up 3rd and longs like it's 3rd and 1, 3rd and inches or some shit like that. They play off coverage when they should be playing right in front of the sticks so that people shouldn't get the first down, but they give them up all the time. I feel like the pass rush isn't getting home like it should be, especially against like rookie quarterbacks that should be making some mistakes. It's just kind of crazy to see. And that's what it pretty much came down to in the game. Once Kenny Pickett went out, I think he got a concussion. He did get a concussion. Trubisky had to come in, who they benched for Kenny Pickett, came in and made some throws to Chase Claypool. When it was 3rd and 15, 3rd and 11, he was, for some reason, was able to catch the ball at the sticks both times. Yeah, it was just really frustrating, and it gave semblance of past Buccaneers defenses that were very terrible. And I don't want to revert that way. So we paid a lot of money for a lot of these players on the team, and a lot of these players are trying to look to make money. So I think it's time for them to nut up or shut up, especially losing the 1-4 fucking Steelers or whatever they were. That's bullshit. Tom Brady went 25 of 40, 243 yards, 1 touchdown. Godwin went 6 for 95. Lenny went 21 carries for 63 yards. Our running game is broken because our line isn't blocking. They're getting blown up and our running backs getting tackled in the backfield. I don't know why we run. I don't know what the thing is, either running like 4th and 1s and 3rd and shorts out of shotgun and handing the ball off instead of I formation with a fullback to get a rushing yard. I don't know, man. It just looked bad. So hopefully this week when we play the Panthers, it'll look a lot better because we also have a backup quarterback we're playing against one of the worst offenses or worst teams in the league. So if we don't win this game, we know something crazy is going on. But yeah, Kenny Pickett went 11 for 18, 67 yards and a touchdown. Trubisky went 9 for 12, 144 yards and a touchdown. Yeah, they were able to win the game. No, wait, I don't think he threw a touchdown because they had one touchdown and kicked off field goals. But either way, Chase Claypool went 7 for 96 and a touchdown. Najee Harris had 14. He went 14 for 42, 2 catches, 7 yards, and a touchdown. So I don't know. I guess they did score 2 touchdowns, but fuck them. God damn it. We're 3-3 now. Should be 4-2, but it's okay. It's okay. I'm not gonna stress. We're gonna move on to next week, and we're just gonna, it ain't nothing. Panthers versus the Rams. The Rams were able to get back on track and beat the Panthers 24-10. Phil Walker, because Baker Mayfield has an ankle sprain too, or something like that. So Philip Walker, who's gonna be starting against us this week as well, straight out of the what league was that? I don't know if it was the XFL, but the UFL, UFSL. I don't know what league it was, but he came up and signed to, I think, the Colts or something, but he's on the Panthers now. But anyways, he went 10 for 16, 60 yards. He got hurt in the game. Jacob Eason had to come in. Jacob Eason went 3 for 5, 59 yards and interception. Christian McCaffrey pretty much had to carry the team, 13 carries, 69 yards, 7 carries to 89 yards, and pretty much had to, screens, running the ball up the middle, time management, it was all on him to try to get some points for the Panthers, but the Rams proved too much, even though their offense didn't really do too well at all. Stafford went 30, I know that's wrong, 36 or 33, that doesn't make any sense. But he had 253 yards, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. The team scored 2 rushing touchdowns. Skoranek and Henderson scored. Allen Robinson actually had his not first touchdown catch, but a touchdown catch, 5 for 63. And a touchdown. Cooper Kupp had 7 for 80 yards, pretty much held in, relatively in to no yards, but Cooper Kupp, he can just make nothing out of something. But 7 yards, that's only like that's about 13 fantasy points, right? 15 fantasy points, PPR. So if he was on your fantasy team, he did a little something for you. But they're able to get back on track. The Rams moved to 3-3. Beat the Panthers 24-10. The Seahawks beat the Cardinals 19-9. Kyler Murray went 23 for 37, 222 yards, 1 interception, 10 rushes for 100 yards. Wow. Zach Ertz 7 for 70 yards, and Hollywood Brown 5 for 68 yards. And he actually injured his foot. He had a foot injury. I think he fractured his foot, and he's going to be out for the season. They say 6 weeks, but some fear it's going to be out for the season. DeAndre Hopkins comes back this week, and they got Rondale Moore back, so we'll see what they can do with them and Zach Ertz. But it is kind of a sad thing to see. They just got him this year, and they also does look like they really needed him back on the Ravens too. So either way, both teams are going to be missing Hollywood Brown. Let's see here. Geno Smith went 20 for 31, 197 yards. He had 6 carries for 48 yards. The Seahawks kicked pretty much 4 field goals. Kenneth Walker went 21 for 97, making the most out of his opportunity. Why do I always forget this man's name when it comes up? Since the starting running back on the Seahawks got hurt, Rashad Penny got hurt. He's really doing what he needs to do to show that he deservedly the second back picked in the draft. He went 21 for 97 in the touchdown. And again, the Seahawks beat the Cardinals 19-9. The Bills beat the Chiefs 24-20, which everybody thought was the game of the week, and pretty much was. They were going back and forth. Josh Allen with 27 for 40, 329 yards, 3 touchdowns, balling out. These Bills are just crazy right now. 12 carries for 32 yards, jumped over a man, a 6'2" player, just jumped clear over him, hurt him, kept going. Crazy shit. Singletary 17 for 85. Stephon Diggs proving that he is the shit on the team still too. 10 catches, 148 yards and a touchdown. Gabe Davis 3 for 74 and a touchdown. Dawson Knox 3 for 37 and a touchdown. So this team is just going ham on all the competition, no matter who it is. They're just showing that they can just do whatever they want to do. And it's looking scary. It's looking like they're going to be the team to beat to get to the Super Bowl if you're in the AFC. Pat Mahomes went 25 for 40, 338 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Clyde Edwards-Helaire came back down to earth a little bit, 9 for 32. No, 9 for 33. Didn't have many yards at all. Juju Smith went dumb in this game though. 5 for 113, 1 touchdown. Kelsey had 8. He went 8 for 106. Harbin went 3 for 42 and a touchdown. And it's word that Odell might be coming. They restructured Kelsey's contract, saved about $3 million, and they're thinking that Odell's gonna make his way over to Kansas City and be, once he's ready, just help out and bring the team, make them over the top, and possibly beat the Bills. Who knows? Everybody thinks Odell's going to the Bills. Everybody thinks he might go back to the Giants. Who knows what he's going to do right now? But the Chiefs, the Bills, somebody that's winning right now and has highest prospects or possibilities to get to the Super Bowl is where he's probably going to go. Cowboys lose to the Eagles, in which everybody thought, actually, I should say this one was the game of the week, actually. 5:30 game, night game. The Eagles win 26-17. Cooper Rush actually came back down to earth. I should say he came really back down to earth, crashing back down to earth. 18 for 39, 181 yards, three interceptions, 1 touchdown. Excuse me, man. Almost gave that man 3 touchdowns. He didn't have that. Ezekiel Elliott's had a little bit of reemergence the last couple of weeks. 13 for 81, 1 touchdown. CeeDee Lamb, 5 for 68. Jake Ferguson, in the absence of their tight end right now, I forgot his name. Dalton Schultz, that's his name. Pulled that one from the memory bank right now. You know how I do it. You feel me? But yeah, Ferguson went 4 for 40 and a touchdown. Yeah, Jalen Hurts did his thing as well. 15 for 25, 155, 2 touchdowns, 9 rushes for 27 yards. Miles Sanders actually proven he can run the ball between the tackles and not get hurt, man. He's doing his thing. Dallas has a really good defense, and he was out there shaking defenders, making something out of nothing in some plays. I think Lane Johnson got hurt a couple plays, and that offensive line over there for Philadelphia was actually able to do their thing. What's his name? Michael Parsons may have gotten home a couple of times, may have gotten there once to sack Jalen Hurts. But they were able to hold up. AJ Brown, 5 for 67 and a touchdown. Devonta Smith, 5 for 44 and a touchdown. I mean, the Eagles are proven to be at all phases being a really good team, and it's cool to see. They deserve it, man. Jalen Hurts, again, I'm gonna talk about it every time, man. Every time everybody doubts him, he just gets better and better every year. He takes those doubters and like uses it as motivation, and he really gets in the lab and gets better. They say he squats 600 pounds, you know what I'm saying, in the gym right now. So every quarterback sneak, every run, every play, he's gonna give it his all, and he's a strong boy, so he's gonna stay in that pocket if he needs to, make that throw, or keep driving at the 1-yard line to get in the end zone, because he does what he needs to do for his team to win. He ain't, he's front runner for MVP right now. You know what I mean? And nobody really thought that would be the outcome for him this year. Everybody thought he was going to regress and may even, if this season didn't turn out, the Eagles probably turn with the draft picks they got, turn to the draft and probably take a quarterback early. But Jalen Hurts is showing that, that's not going to be like that. So good shit for him. 26-17. Eagles win. And then on the Monday night football game, another bad football game, just like the Thursday night football game. I don't know. These teams that have the solo games on these primetime games just choose not to play good football for some reason. The Chargers did win. Go Justin, you feel me? 19-16. Russell Wilson is broken as of now. I mean, I don't know what's going on with him, but it just seems as though the things that he usually does is not working. People say that he's injured on the team over there in Denver. He had like a torn labrum. He had to get or something like that, or something was wrong with his shoulder. And he had to get injections for that. And he's still healing up from that. And then something went wrong with his hamstring, but it's just looking bad for him when he's in the pocket. He just isn't even able to escape the pocket at all. He just, just gets sacked easily. Just goes down like a non-mobile quarterback. I don't know if he's trying to prove that he's a pocket quarterback and can make plays from the pocket, but he's not that old. He's like 33, 34 years old. I think he should be able to be spry enough to do what he needs to do to get his receivers open. If he doesn't have his first read, he should be able to get through his progressions without getting sacked right away. His line might not be the best, but he's made a career out of escaping those plays. I mean, come on now. He's got paid $250 million. You got to be able to do something. They're not looking good right now. The offense looks terrible. And they got some weapons out there. They may have lost Javonte, but the running backs are looking terrible. The receivers, they have good receivers. You know what I mean? Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, KJ Hamler. When they get Tim Patrick back, I don't know if it's going to be this season. Their receiving core is deadly. They seem to start connecting, man. I don't know what's going on. Russell Wilson went 15 for 28, 188 yards and 1 touchdown. It was to the tight end, too. Greg Dulcich, the rookie tight end out of UCLA. 2 catches, 44 yards and a touchdown. Justin Herbert was able to do enough to get his team to win. 37 for 57. 238 yards, 1 interception. Austin Eckler, 14 for 36 and a touchdown. I think Justin Herbert broke a record for the most throw attempts in the game without a touchdown. 37 for 57, 57 attempts without a touchdown. That's nuts. But the Chargers were able to win that game and get that divisional win. With that, we move on to week 7 previews and some of the predictions and some of the spreads. Okay. I'm not going to review my last week's score again, guys. If you were here last week and you listened to the podcast, go keep me honest. Go check that out. Leave it in the comments. Let me know how correct I was. Tell me what my record was. I think last week I won like 10-6 or some shit like that. And the week before I had a pretty good record too. So I'm out here winning. I'm sure my record wasn't that bad, even though that Falcons game and the Bucks game and the Packers game, I know I got all those wrong for sure. But this week, week 7, the Thursday night football game, we got the Saints versus the Cardinals. The Cardinals are favored at home by 1.5 points with D-Hop coming back. And they have a lot of people out on the Saints. I think Michael Thomas, Jarvis Landry, Marshawn Lattimore, all of them are out. So I think that's why the Cardinals only have 1.5 point favorites at home. I got the Cardinals in this game. I'm going against the Saints every game. I'm sorry. I'm not even going to lie to y'all. Even if it risks my record, I'm not going for them. They're favored by 1.5. I'm going to go with the Cardinals in that game to win. Falcons versus the Bengals. Cincinnati's at home. They're favored by 6. I'm going with Cincinnati in this game. Got to keep those Falcons down and away from our record. That's why I'm picking them straight up. Browns versus the Ravens. I got the Ravens. They're favored by 6.5 at home, but I got the Ravens. They're probably going to bounce back. Hopefully they get this win under their belt so they're not hungry for when they play us the week after and try to get us on some revenge shit. Nah. Just go ahead and get this one. And then the next game, get ready to get beat on Thursday Night Football. But I got the Ravens in this game. Packers versus Commanders. Packers should win this game, but who knows nowadays with the Packers? They've been playing pretty bad. Packers are favored by 5 in DC, but the Commanders, I don't think they're going to win. And Carson Wentz is hurt. I think they're playing Tyler Heineke. So we're going to see what happens. Maybe that's better for the Commanders, but yeah, they might upset them. I don't know. Tyler Heineke be playing. But yeah, I do got the Packers. Titans versus the Colts. Tennessee is favored by 3 at home. The Colts have won a couple of games on some fluke stuff, so I'm giving the Titans this one, get back on track and take a solid grasp of that division. Giants versus Jags. Jacksonville is favored at home by 3. Jacksonville Jaguars. Man, the Giants are rolling right now, and the Jacksonville Jaguars have been disappointing. They're due for one though. I said that last week, but I'm going to put my money on them again. I hope the Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence, especially since I have to start him on one of my fantasy teams since I got a bye with I think it's Jalen Hurts. So, gosh darn it, Trevor Wallace. Trevor Lawrence, come out here and ball out, man, like it was in college. I need you to do some shit to these Giants real quick and bring them down to 5-2. You know, bring this NFC back down to each other so we can get a higher seed. You feel me? But yeah, I got the Jaguars in that game. I don't know, but I got the Jaguars. One of the biggest spreads of the week, Buccaneers versus the Panthers. We're favored at North Carolina. I say it's the Buccaneers are favored by 10.5. At the Panthers. I think this because their first and second string quarterbacks are kind of nicked up. So they might be starting their third string quarterback. There's a whole bunch of trade rumors surrounding the Panthers, CMC and DJ Moore. So hopefully they don't come out here and just try to beat one of the good teams like the Steelers came out and did, and like the fucking Utah Jazz are doing to my Nuggets right now. God damn it. Let's talk a little bit about basketball a little bit later in the pod. It's opening day right now for, I guess, pretty much all the teams. But yesterday, the Warriors got their rings against the Lakers and Philly played Celtics. But pretty much for the rest of the league, today is opening day. So, god damn, we were getting smacked. So I'll check that score in a little bit on a commercial break. But yeah, we're favored by 10.5. I don't know if we'll win by 10.5, but I hope Tom Brady comes out here with revenge in his heart. Everybody's talking shit about him and about his personal life. I hope he comes out here, rights the ship, and proves to everybody that they just talking shit and they just outside lookers looking in, trying to cause some murkiness in our team. And we come for the motherfucking championship, so shut the fuck up. Excuse my language, younger listeners. The explicits are here for a reason because I get a little passionate when I'm talking about my teams, man. I apologize, but I got the Buccaneers in that game. Texans versus the Raiders. Raiders, I got them winning. They're coming off a bye. And yeah, I think they're coming off a bye, right? Last week wasn't the week where Devontae pushed the photographer, was it? I don't know. Oh, yeah, he did have a bye last week. Yeah, for sure. They're coming off a bye. So they're favored by 7 at home against the Texans. They better win this game. Texans are lowly and are pretty much probably trying to tank for the best quarterback right now in the draft. I don't know who that's going to be. Bryce Young, CJ Stroud. Who's it going to be? I don't know. But in this game, of course, I got the Raiders. Don't let me down. Raiders. Jets versus Broncos. Broncos are favored by 3 at home. I'm waiting for that game when Russell Wilson gets it together. It's like, okay, that's the Russell Wilson we know. But we're like 6 games in now and we haven't seen it yet. It kind of scares me. So I'm not going to pick Denver in this game. I'm picking the Jets. I got the Jets winning, even though Denver is favored at home by 3. Chiefs versus the 49ers. 49ers are actually, no, the Chiefs are favored by 3 at Levi Stadium, Kansas City. It's going to be an interesting one for the 49ers. 49ers do have a great defense, but they are dealing with a lot of injuries on that defense. They're supposed to be getting players back little by little. Even when their defense is hurt, they actually do compete out there defensively. They have a really good defense, really good defensive coordinator, D'Amico Ryans, who is supposed to be one of the coaches, coordinators in the league for a head coaching job. He deserves it anyway. That defense is always really good over there. I don't know if it's going to be enough to stop the Chiefs this week, though. They're 3-3 right now. If they lose, they go 3-4. But sorry, 49ers fans, if you're listening right now, I have to pick the Chiefs in this one. Chargers versus the Seahawks. Not much talk about in this one. I got the Chargers. You know why? I go Oregon. Steelers versus the Dolphins. They got the Dolphins. I'm not, really vibing with the Steelers right now after what they did to us last week. They got lucky and got a little victory. You can't lose 5 in a row. I get it, blah, 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 blah. But I think the Dolphins get back on track with Tua coming back, and they win. They're favored by 7 at home. I got the Dolphins over the Steelers. And the Bears are playing the Patriots. The Bears are really bad. Patriots are favored by 8. They're at home. I think they're going to be at home and win. Bailey Zappi is on a roll right now. If he's starting, I think he can handle it. If Mac Jones is back, I think they'll be able to handle it. That defense will stop Justin Fields from doing anything, just like every other team did, especially with Bill Belichick scheming against them. It's going to be over with for him. And I got the Patriots in that one. So to recap my picks for next week, or this week, I should say, because there's a game tomorrow. Or I'm recording this on Wednesday, but it would have been yesterday when you're listening to it. But yeah, so I got the Cardinals over the Saints. I got the Bengals over the Falcons. I got the Ravens over the Browns. I got the Packers over the Commanders. Titans over the Colts. I got the Jags over the Giants. Bucks over the Panthers. Raiders over the Texans. I got the Jets over the Broncos. I don't think I said that, but I got the Jets over the Broncos. I got the Chiefs over the 49ers. I have the Chargers over the Seahawks, and I got the Dolphins over the Steelers. And lastly, I got the Patriots over the Bears. Again, listeners, if you're here every week listening and keeping track of my picks, keep me honest down there in the comments down there and let me know what's going on. Let me know if I got everything right. My record this week, last week I went 10-6 again, but if y'all want to be part of the team and kind of help me out down there, just let me know. Listeners, y'all know I'm gonna get them right anyways. If you're betting, again, don't take this as gospel. Don't lose your money on me. That's just what I think. Don't do no parlays on me, because I'll be losing. NFL right now is unpredictable. You see the bad teams beating the good teams. I don't know. But that's that for week 7 NFL. Let's move on to this fantasy, Best of Bias Fantasy League week 6. Some of these week 6 results. I'm liking the results, man. It's my 3rd victory in a row. I told y'all I was in 11th place right now. I'm in 5th place right now, moving up. And if I win this week, I don't know where I'm gonna go. I could be in 3rd place. And I told you guys, man, I do this shit. In the other league I'm in, it's a work league for my homie Derek. Thank you for inviting me to this league. I'm in 1st place right now at 4-1-1. My team is fucked up with these buys right now. I'm not even gonna talk about that league. I'm just gonna talk about the Best of Bias League right now and the results from last week. I know some of y'all was sitting on your high horses up there and was hella happy. Yeah, I'm winning, I'm undefeatable and all that bullshit. Talking that shit when I was down there, but I'm up here now in the playoffs. Top 6 make the playoffs, you know what I'm saying? I'm here. I was in 7th on the outside knocking in last week, but now I'm here after this win this week. Barely squeaked by. I'm sorry I had to do that to you, Derek, but I won 107-103, beating Derek this week. Tay won 167 with the high score of the week, and Jason had the low score of the week. He beat him 167-68, almost 100 points. Goddamn. Dijon beat Jeremy, the 2 undefeated teams. Dijon actually took down Jeremy. 119-114. Kyle was able to beat John 106-93. Deshaun beat Yancey 89-79, and Sean beat Damon 118-106. Man, it's heating up, man. All these teams is fluctuating. Damo's still sitting down there at 0-6, but I got you, player. I got faith in you, y'all, in you, dog. Just the football gods, fantasy football gods are gonna bless you this week. I know it. I'm saying get you good in these waivers. Not much left in the waivers right now, but grab you somebody good and prepare for this week. Hopefully, if you got somebody in the Thursday night game, you got them prepared to play. I know there's a lot of buys, but you know what to do. I ain't coaching you. You know what to do. But the rankings for after week 6, going into week 7, we got Dijon and Tampa Brady got rings in first place at 6-0. Jeremy's ingenious team. I'm just gonna say your names. These team names are crazy. I'm just gonna say your names. You know who you are if you're listening. You know who these people are if you know the homies. So I'm just gonna say your regular names because these team names are crazy. Dijon's in first at 6-0. Jeremy's in second at 5-1. Kyle third at 5-1. Tay is in fourth at 3-3. I'm in fifth place. You know what it is at 3-3. Sean's in sixth and 3-3. D Nasty is in seventh at 3-3. Your girl's favorite pizza boy, which is Deshaun, at 3-3. Yancey is in ninth at 3-3. Hot Boys in 10th place at 1-5. That's you, John. I don't know why I started saying team names after I said I wasn't gonna say team names, but John, 10th place in 1-5. Jason, 1-5 in 11th place, and Damon in 12th at 0-6. There's a lot of 3-3 teams. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3-3 teams sitting there all bunched together. So all these wins matter, y'all. So hopefully y'all got your teams in order. There's a lot of buys right now. I know there's a lot of shit going down. So hopefully you got your ducks in a row. Hope you got everything in order so you can get up in those standings this week. Top 6 make the playoffs. If you guys are listening, if you don't listen, you don't know what I'm talking about. I'm trying to give y'all tips. I'm trying to give y'all encouragement. But if y'all don't listen to the pod, y'all even know, y'all ain't gonna know what's going on. But don't let me creep to number 1. That's all I'm saying, because I will be talking shit in that chat. But Best of Bias Fantasy League. If you guys want to be in this fantasy league, hit me up. We only do 12. We can't do more than 12. It gets too crazy that way. But I'll let you know if we need people for next year, because some people might drop out. We never know who's going to maybe violate some rules towards the end of the season as they realize they ain't going to win. Some shit like that. So it's always kind of fluctuating, but the main core guys are pretty much always here. So get bigger and better right now. Again, first place gets $450. Second place get $150, and third place you get your money back, pretty much $50 buy-in. You know what I'm saying? And the more people we get involved, excuse me, I'm spitting everywhere. And the more people that are into the fantasy like we are over here in the Best of Bias Invitational League, we can get the prize money up there and, you know, get the prizes bigger and better. And the losing, you know, last place, the penalty will get bigger and better. Right now, again, we just have the toilet trophy. I showed you guys that, and John's holding that right now until whoever loses this year and gets in the last place. So get your teams up, boys, and let's see who wins it, man. Still a lot of football left. There's 13 weeks. Week 13 before the championship is another 3 weeks. The playoffs are another 3 weeks, but only 6 people make it to the playoffs. So you only got 13 weeks to shine, fellas. So keep it going. Thanks for participating again, and let's just keep this shit live and keep it lit. You know what I'm saying? Best of Bias Fantasy League Invitational 2022. But yeah, should we do a commercial break real quick? Yeah, let's do a little commercial break. Hey, take a break. Go get you some refreshments. We'll be right back. We're going to run some promos or whatever. We ain't got them yet. I'm just not even going to front. But we're going to get some promos soon on here for y'all. But for right now, just listen to that theme song, and we'll be right back. It's the Best of Bias Podcast, episode 137. Yeah. And we back. You know what time it is. It's time for the pop culture segment. You know what I'm saying? Rapid, quick fire pop culture topics for you. Excuse me. My mouth is already, at least I didn't get tongue twisted to the end of the podcast. You know what I'm saying? I spared y'all a little bit this podcast to let y'all live. But yeah, let's talk about some pop culture. Quick little rapid fire topics here. NBA is back. We are almost in the middle of the sports equinox. all the sports going. Hockey, we got baseball playoffs, we got NBA, we got NFL, we got everything going right now. And last night, today's Wednesday, so yeah, last night, we had the first couple of games of the NBA. We had Philly playing Celtics to start it off, and then we had the ring ceremony for the Golden State Warriors against the Lakers in the second game, the night game. But wow. NBA's back. I'm excited. I'm repping my Denver jersey right now. Not the right number 15, but Melo. That's my boy still too. I'm representing both of them with this number 15 right here. I'm excited to see the NBA back, even though we're getting smacked by the Jazz right now. We got a lot of new players. You know what I'm saying? We're infusing to the team. We're trying to get it right. We were losing at 24 at one point. We're down by 13 now. We'll see if we can make a little comeback. If Jokic can take us over the top right now. Jamal Murray is kind of starting off slow, having some hamstring issues, and he had the knee. So he's coming back a little bit slower. But MPJ is shooting and doing what he needs to do. But we got to integrate Bruce Brown and KCP and see how we do with them and get a feel for them on the squad with Aaron Gordon and all our other role players without Barton and without Monte Morris. So it's going to be a little task to see, but these Jazz came out here. They're a whole new team too. And they came out here stroking at home as a home opener and just they're beating us right now. So 10 minutes left in the fourth. We'll see what they're going to do. I'm keeping track of that over there. Sorry if I keep looking over there, but yeah, we're going to get that going. But yeah, let's see. What are we going to talk about first? Oh yeah, pretty much. Let's talk about the ring ceremony a little bit. Ring ceremonies, you already know, the first game of the season, the teams always come out and, you know, present the NBA team that won last year with the ring, and they raised the banner and everything. I think the Warriors won 4 out of the last 8 years, so they're used to this. And yeah, down here in the Bay Area, we're used to seeing this shit. So me, I'm like, blah, blah, blah. Hurry up and get to this game. We're trying to see LeBron play, see what the opener is looking like. But yeah, the Warriors smacked the Lakers. Lakers are like more of the same. They got Patrick Beverly on the team this year. They got Lonnie Walker, but a lot of the same though. Anthony Davis, LeBron looked good, but AD and Russell Westbrook kind of looked a little funky still this year. And kind of, you know, seeing Pat Bev on the team is a little weird too. He's trying to shoot threes and stuff, kind of going out of character already. So it's gonna be a long season, I know. But they're going to go through growing pains. But the Warriors, they kind of looked right back to what they were last year. Jordan Poole, Andrew Wiggins got that bag, got big contract extensions, like in the hundreds of millions of dollars. I don't know exact numbers, but I think it's 4 years or 5 years, 140 for Poole, and then like 100 and something for Wiggins on top of the money he's already getting with some kind of extension. So pretty much they got hella money. And I mean, everybody thought it was going to kind of be bad with the Draymond Green situation and everything like that. With him and Poole kind of getting to the fight. We talked a little bit about it in the last pod of me talking about the little punch, but I don't know, man. Everybody's saying, all these athletes are saying it's not really a big deal. It happens more than people think in the professional ranks. So it shouldn't be much of a deal about it made right now. But who knows, man? It could be turmoil, but just the fact that they have so many good players that they're able to do whatever they want. They blasted. I think they probably won by 20 plus. So it wasn't that big of a deal for them. But the NBA is back, man. Even the insider crew is getting money. They got a 10-year extension. Ernie, Charles Barkley, Shaq, and Kenny Smith got an extension, 10-year extension. I know Charles Barkley, I think in his extension, he got up to $200 million to stay in on, I think it's TNT. So they gave him the bag to keep him from Live Sports. I know they're trying to draft him over there with the golf players to give him hella money to go over there and host over there in the golf tournaments. But he was like, nah, and stayed over there with TNT, and they gave him hella money for it. So shouts out to him. Sorry if I'm sweating a little bit. That's fucked up. I don't know where the sweat started to come from, but yeah. The NBA is back. Hope your team is winning. My team is losing right now. Hope they fucking win. It's kind of messing with me right now, but crazy topic time. NBA is back. Hope you guys are ready for that. But the topic that I kind of want to get into right now is dual cameras, guys. Dual cameras. I do this every episode. Kanye West, bruh. I try to give you the benefit of the doubt, but you're wilding out, man. The things that you say, the things that you do. Before, people were trying to say he's a genius. People don't know how geniuses talk. You can't relate to what he's talking about. He's such a mastermind. He's worth so much money, blah, 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 blah. It's getting wild at this point, man. He's saying anti-Semitic shit. He is talking shit about Black Lives Matter. He goes on Drink Champs, which is crazy to me why Nori would even, I don't know. He made how much money off of part 1 and part 2. I think part 1 and part 2 are enough, man. Doing all these different versions of it, it's giving him a platform and giving him power to say some crazy shit. And nobody knows really what his motives are. I personally think that he's selling something, it's rollout for something, whether it be, I don't know. I don't know if it's easy or nothing, because I guess he's having trouble with Gap and Yeezy, and he can't. They put something in a contract to where he can't sell any Yeezy stuff or any creative Yeezy projects under that name without their say so. So he can't really do nothing with Yeezy or Gap. So I feel like he's going out there publicly to either try to run for something like president in 2024, try to do that shit again, or I don't know what it is, but he's going out there talking a bunch of shit about Jewish people. He's talking a whole bunch of shit about George Floyd and his family, saying that George Floyd wasn't killed by the police. He was on fentanyl and he died from that. And the cop wasn't even on his neck. He had his knee on his back, when clearly there's video. And it's just, I don't know. The family is suing him for defamation, $250 million. And, you know what I'm saying? You talk about all that money you got, man. It's just, you deserve this. A lot of the shit you say, you feel like you're super rich and there's going to be no consequences or repercussions because you have the money to back you up in court or to protect you from harm, or I don't know what it is, but it's coming off real 6ix9ine-ish. You know what I mean? Because he threatens these upper echelon stars that are just trying to talk to you to calm you down. I'm sorry, YouTube, I'm looking down a lot because this one I'm going in. This clip I'm going in. But yeah, you talk to all these people and you try to call all these people that are trying to do right in the Black community, in the world, period. And you're just talking down on them, talking about, oh, they ain't shit. And you calling them the police, come do something to me. Come do something to me so I can tell the police. Like, it's just weird shit. It's just weirdo shit that I don't know if it's clinically, he needs to be clinically induced for shit like this or what it is, but it's just going to another level. We tried to, you know, the first couple of things when he's talking shit about Big Sean or John Legend over their political beliefs, it's whatever. You have your own political views, blah, 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 blah. But at a certain point, it's like, now you're just talking stupid shit and stupid rhetoric that's kind of cultish. You're trying to take your following that liked your music or liked your fashion shit and get them to do other shit or change their ideals just based on being who you are and what you did for their lives back then based on the good shit that you did, and try to lead them to do bad shit. And again, we talked about you having schools, and I'm not talking directly to you. I'm sorry, I ain't trying to get on a rant like that. You know what I'm saying, Kanye? But it's just kind of, it's kind of hurtful, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, the hip hop community is already kind of taking a lot of strife for the people we're losing, the rap content we're putting out, just a lot of shit. Now they're out here using you. Everybody else that's looking down on hip hop is using you as a pundit to reinforce negative stereotypes and talk on their behalf, just being the token, whatever you're trying to be. For what? What? They're just gonna kick you to the curb and you're gonna be begging for the community and the culture to take you back because you know you messed up. But there's only so many times we're gonna be able to let you say what you want to say. We can't stop you from saying what you want to say, but it's just, damn, yo, how you doing more harm than helping yourself? Like, you're gonna lose all your supporters, then what? You know what I'm saying? We don't want nothing to happen to you. We don't want you to do anything to yourself. But I know if you lose all your followers, what's next? That's going to be the biggest jump for you. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we kind of know how you think. Without the people, without the money, without the, you know, without the notoriety, I feel like you're not happy. And that's kind of, again, sorry, I say you, but I'm talking about him. I'm not necessarily talking to him. I know you probably won't even see this, but that's all I'm saying, man. Just calm down. I mean, I know a lot of people are probably over it by now. They're not going to be accepting. I know right when he said the slavery was a choice thing, people probably fell off on him. Didn't give him no more choices from then. But then, you know, the MAGA hat, I don't know, people gave him a million chances. And I think those chances are done with. Burned all the bridges, talking shit to P. Diddy, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. And P. Diddy out here opening schools for the youth in impoverished neighborhoods. Like, come on, dog. You're just going backwards and people were riding for you forever, man. And now you're just fucking up. You know, I'm not gonna spend too much time on that because I know y'all want to have a positive Friday. But this next guy, I'm sorry, this ain't gonna bring too much positivity in it, but it's that boy DJ Academics. I think his name might be DJ or something like that, because I don't think he ever spun no records. That's what everybody be saying. So I don't know what's up with him either, but he's out here talking shit, stirring shit up with everybody as well. He was homies with 6ix9ine too, and saw him get money, how he was getting money. So maybe he wants to be something of that nature as well. But he's just like a professional troll at this point. I thought, at certain times, I thought since he broke up with the whole Joe Budden show that they did over there, I thought he kind of moved on to more positive things on his like chats and stuff on Twitch or Caffeine or whatever he does it on his like talk shows. But all I've seen is negative stuff on on the internet and what's trending. I don't know, maybe that's what's popping right now, and that's how you get popular. You kind of just go out there and talk shit and bring negative press to yourself, and that's how you get popping. But man, he's been going off. Firstly, he's been talking about how old heads in hip hop are all broke and look dusty all the time and pretty much don't do shit for hip hop. I don't know. That's not exactly what he said, but it's pretty much what he said. He's saying he's not getting money like the rappers now are getting money and they're all broke pretty much. And LL Cool J stepped up. A lot of these other rappers stepped up to kind of speak out and say, nah, they don't have the resources. They didn't have the resources back then to have what the rappers have now, lawyers and managers and stuff. And they got taken advantage of a lot. And that stuff made them able to do what they're doing now, a lot of the rappers. So they should be more thankful. Especially since he's eating off the hip hop culture, that he should be thankful that kind of expansion happened, or else he would be stuck in a box, not being able to do what he wants to do. So I don't know. He's doing that. He's being super abusive to women. We saw him go off in that Fresh and Fitted. I don't know exactly what that podcast was called, but he went off on some girls yelling at him. I guess some girls pull out a gun on him or some shit. I think that's what happened in one of his podcasts. Then in the mall, he was yelling at a girl, talking about how he was the catch and stuff like that, and they shouldn't be arguing. I mean, that girl shouldn't be fighting over him because he's the catch. Chill out, chill out. Weird shit like that. And then how he's saying now that he's gonna snitch on Little Baby if he does anything to him, but he antagonizes rappers to the fact where they want to do some shit to him because he's talking shit about them personally, calling him special ed, doing all this kind of shit, and he expects people just to kind of like let it go by the wayside. And I don't know, it just seems kind of weird how he antagonizes these people and then threatens to call the police and saying that if he does anything to him, I mean, rightfully so, if you get harmed in any kind of physical way, I mean, you should not call the police or some shit like that. But at the same time, you shouldn't be antagonizing people and invoking shit that you're not made out of or involved in. And then once that does happen to you, you can't just go and run to the police. And, that's if you try to be in that street shit and get involved with those kind of people and talk shit to those kind of people, you got to be ready for what comes with it, and running to the police ain't that. So I don't know. DJ Academics, man, he's been in the bad publicity. I don't know if he's going to get canceled, if canceling is even a thing anymore, but he does more harm than good as well. So I don't know why he's so popular. I haven't really, listened a lot to what he does. Honestly, I just see a lot of shit that happens on Twitter, and maybe that's a bad thing. Maybe I do see a lot of people that I fuck with him, but as of late, it just seems like he's been taking this negative undertone, which is, I don't know, ever since he hung out with 6ix9ine and started hanging out with him and taking those antics to another level. I think he learned some marketing techniques, and he's just taking it to the extreme to do what he's trying to do, man. It's just wild. Next little mini topic, BTS, one of the biggest bands in the world, Korean K-pop band. They're being forced to serve in the military for 2 years, and they're gonna have to put the whole career on hold to serve in the military. So I guess in their country, that's a mandatory thing males have to do. And since they're artists, they're kind of fighting it. Kind of like the biggest artist in Korea, I would say. But all 7 of the group members have to go and serve in the military for a couple of years. I don't know exactly what they'll be doing. I don't know if they'll be fighting or anything, but shit, that is kind of wild for them not to put their whole career, cancel all these shows and making all this money. I know they're making a bunch of money and put that all on hold to go serve in the military. I mean, I understand if they're at war or something, they would have to serve, but if they're not, that's crazy. They got to do their duty. I guess it's kind of what they got to do. But all BTS fans, hold in there. They'll be back. Soon. They got to go do their duty, but I'm sure they got hella music in the tech they can put out in the meantime. Hopefully they can stack some money up and have it when they come back. But BTS, I know my little cousin's gonna miss y'all. You know what I'm saying? Stay safe out there. Creed 3, Michael B. Jordan self-directed this movie. Creed 3 looks pretty good, man. The trailer dropped today. We got to see a lot of shit what it's going to be about. It looks like Creed is on top of the world after winning his last fight. He's the man now, and then he sees his boy out there sitting on his car, Jonathan Majors. He hasn't seen him in years, but it's his homie from back in the day when he's a little kid. I guess he went to jail. and he's out now and he wants to become a boxer. So it's Jonathan Majors. We all know him from Lovecraft Country, the man, He Who Remains from Loki. He's going to be Kang the Conqueror and all the MCU stuff that's coming out right now. But yeah, he's in it. Man, that boy is in great shape. I think he like might be in the best shape of anybody I've ever seen, and like all the shit he's in is crazy. I know his diet's probably crazy as fuck, but if you haven't seen the trailer, go check that out. It looks like the plot's going to be kind of crazy in this one. It's kind of like, okay, friend from the past, I did you a favor. Now I want to be a fighter. I'm gonna take everything you got because what you got should have been mine because I went to jail for you type shit. That's what I'm getting from the trailer. If you haven't seen it, check it out for yourself and try to see what it's about. But I think that's the kind of route it's going, and I'm interested to see it because that's my twin, and you know what I'm saying, Michael B. Jordan. I'm trying to see what he got going on because you know I gotta support my bro. And then lastly, I'm just gonna go over some of the shows that I'm watching. The Challenge season 38, Ride or Die, just came out every Wednesday. I'm gonna peep that in a little bit here. Actually, the Challenge is back. All the people from all the seasons we loved. The last couple of seasons have been kind of crazy. There was like the people from all the other CBS shows were on there competing to see who would be the Challenge representative of the USA or some weird shit. I don't know if they're going to keep doing the show with all different country people from different survivors and shit, but we got the real challenge back now. No all-stars, it's the regular shit. We have people when they're significant others or their loved ones or people they're friends from other seasons, they come in there and compete as pairs, boy-girl pairs. A lot of people are in it. Johnny Bananas is back. I'm not gonna give away too much, but the show is back. Go check it out. It's on MTV only. They don't put it on CBS or Paramount Plus this season for some reason. That's weird. It's interesting to me. Sorry, Curry was doing the Curry thing. Also, Survivor seasons 43, I think it is out now. They're back in Fiji. It's in the middle of the season now. If you haven't caught up, you can watch that on Paramount Plus as well. But yeah, it's been good, man. Survivor, I really got into it over when the pandemic started. I binge watched it on Paramount Plus, and I wasn't really a Survivor watcher back in the day, but now it's really good. It's man, seeing if you can survive out there in the wild in Fiji, and it's kind of like competitive reality TV type shit. Of course, I'm watching House of Dragons, Ring of Power. We're kind of towards the end of that, but I want to get some people on here to talk to them about that. I think there's a couple more episodes left. I don't think the finales are quite yet. I think those got 10 episodes, and we're not quite at 10 yet for those. So as the finales come for those, I'm sure I'll talk about that a little bit with you guys, get some guests on here to talk about that. And pretty much just the finale of She-Hulk. That came out last week. I wanted to know how you guys felt about that, man. The show wasn't as highly acclaimed as the other ones that were out, the last couple that have been out. But you know, the ending was interesting because she's known for breaking the fourth wall and all that. You guys know if you are familiar with the comics of She-Hulk and shit like that. In the last episode, in the finale, she kind of did that. She jumped out of her show on Disney Plus. I was tripping when they did that. The whole screen froze, and she jumped out and jumped in Disney Assemble or Marvel Assemble and shit, and wrote into the writer's room because she wasn't feeling the finale and the formulaic shit that was going on. There's like too much stuff going on. It's like, how are we gonna tie it all up? Because a lot of stuff that happened in a lot of the MCU shows, they weren't able to wrap all this stuff up, and people were complaining kind of about how they would have a whole bunch of plot lines and never really wrap them up in the show. And you know, they kind of did that because she's known for breaking the fourth wall and stuff like that. And she was like, no, the writer, she broke into the writer's room. We got to change that. And it was interesting. I rather just would have liked to see a straightforward kind of finale, but I can kind of dig it because, you know, it kind of feeds to the She-Hulk readers and kind of the shit she kind of does. And seeing Kevin Feige as a robot instead of actually seeing Kevin in person is interesting and hella funny to see, and him making the jokes about how they can't show her changing into the She-Hulk that much. It costs hella in CGI money to see her show her in CGI, and they have a whole bunch of shit coming out and they don't have the budget for it, and they play the Wakanda music showing that Wakanda's coming out in a couple of weeks, and that's gonna be epic. I know everybody is ready to see that, but yeah, man, it was cool. Sheesh, I don't know. It was what it was. I did like She-Hulk all in all. It was pretty funny at times, but it really wasn't for my tastes. It was a pretty much female superhero show for the ladies to get them involved and kind of get them into the MCU as well. And I respect that because I did like it a lot. Hulk is like one of my favorite characters, and I'm happy they actually are bringing his family members and more people of the Hulk family into it. They showed Scar in this last episode, the Hulk's son. So to get a young Hulk into it. So when young Ruffalo decides to leave, we still got Scar, in here. I don't think the Hulk will ever actually just leave. I think they'll just recast the character because, the Hulk's immortal and shit like that. But we'll still have Scar. We got to get all the younger version of these superheroes and shit so they can make the young Avengers and shit like that. But yeah, it was an interesting show. Check it out for yourself. So I don't want to spoil it too much. You know what I'm saying? I don't really get into these finales and these reviews too much by myself. I just kind of hit these big points and just kind of ramble on to see how y'all felt about it. But hope y'all liked it. And lastly, and of course we started with it, but R.I.P. Hagrid, you know what I'm saying? Robbie Coltrane. I'm not a super Harry Potter fan, but I'm a Harry Potter fan, you know what I'm saying? I dip my toes in the water, I'm kind of waist deep in those waters. You talk about Harry Potter, you know what I'm saying? Harry Pop, you know what I'm saying? But R.I.P. him, 7 great movies. You know what I mean? Again, if you were the second one and not the one every time, I don't know how many you were in, but either way, you did a great job in the series. I love the movies, watching them anytime. It's been on TV all the time during holidays, no matter what. They're always on. You can catch it on TV during the weekends at 1:00. There's always a Harry Potter on somewhere on some channel. But yeah, man, been a big part of my childhood, growing up, high school, college, now. Yeah, man, Hagrid, R.I.P. you, man. But yeah. We're at the end of the episode where I like to let you guys know where to find me at, or where you can find me at. New listeners, you can find me here. Old listeners, you already know what it is. SAC_Lydell on the Instagram, Patrick_Lydell on the Snapchat, on the YouTube, Best of Bias Everything, Best of Bias Podcast. You can find us on, actually, I think it's just the best. Yeah, it's the Best of Bias Podcast on YouTube. The website is under construction. I want you guys to be able to get all the merch and stuff. I ain't got a lot of the merch displayed today. I usually do, but I'll get that shit up there soon. Hats, bucket hats, truckers, beanies, dad hats, t-shirts. I do have new pins too, new accessories to add to the hats, 2 little thunderbolts to go with my for the bear, Growly. I don't know if I told you guys, if you guys weren't here last episode, I did name the bear. The bear's name is Growly. If you're looking for the Best of Bias bear, just say, where's Growly at? And you'll see him on the merch, you know what I'm saying? Thunderbolt's coming, because that is his power. He internalizes the will within to conduct electricity through his hands and just bring you guys the best bias possible. You know what I'm saying? He's always on my head. He always just, gets the neurons and electrons flowing so I can always bring you guys the best bias. You know what it is. Anyways, I ain't get it all. So that's too scientific and I don't get into it right now. But yeah, what else we got? We got guests coming soon. I know I say that a lot, but you guys see the surrounding. I'm building up for you guys to have a better aspect of what's going on here and what I got to offer. We're going to get new cameras and stuff. We got the couch in here now. If you guys, I don't know, you guys can't see all the pops, but I got shelves going all around here. I'm going to have a pop episode soon. I've been holding off too long, especially if I'm going to be by myself. I'm going to grab some pops and show you guys everything, talk about the pops that I like, my favorite pops, and kind of just the history of what I know so far and why I'm so ingratiated in this community and why I'm so addicted to pops. You know what I'm saying? Not soda pop, but it's the Funko Pop, you feel me? But we'll get into that. I know you guys just see the collection growing and growing. I got a Bruce Lee up there. You see that Bruce Lee? The Waynes right next to the Wayne poster. I got the Power Rangers over there by the Oregon Duck. On that side, I got all the anime. Full Metal Alchemist, Dragon Ball Z. Got the Star Wars over the Mandalorian poster. Demon Slayer. I got everything, man. And my collection's gonna keep growing. But yeah, I'm gonna get that episode in here. Maybe you guys become collectors. We can go out collecting together. We're going to Comic-Con on the 2nd. I'm gonna go out there and try to clean up on the exclusive Comic-Con pops and get some autographs, you know what I'm saying? But if you guys are gonna be there, check me out. The Best of Bias podcast is gonna be there, me and Damo. So far, nobody else is really rocking yet, but we're gonna see if we can get some more heads out there to rock with us at the at the Comic-Con, LA Comic-Con, LA Comic-Con. I didn't mention that. That's the Comic-Con, but LA Comic-Con on December 2nd. Catch us at a booth or something, talking to some people, some of the best whatnot sellers out there. I'm gonna give me some stuff, dog. I'm gonna give me some stuff. Maybe Porter Cards. I'm looking to see you out there. A lot of these whatnot sellers, man. Shout out whatnot. If y'all want to sponsor the podcast, y'all can do that shit. But yeah. We out to the end of the podcast. You guys have a good one. Happy Friday. Hug somebody today. Love each other. You know what I'm saying? Episode 137. We out of here. Y'all have a good day.
It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to Unitas. It's the best of bias. The best of bias. Yeah, it's the best of bias.
You are now listening to the Best of Bias Podcast.